State and explain strategies to reduce the effects of these environmental issues limited to climate change, planting trees, reduction in livestock farming, decreasing use of fossil fuels, increasing use of hydrogen and renewable energy, for example, wind, solar. Acid rain, use of catalytic converters in vehicles, reducing emissions of sulfur dioxide by using low sulfur fuels, and flue gas desulfurization with calcium oxide. Explain how oxides of nitrogen form in car engines and describe their removal by catalytic converters. For example, 2CO plus 2NO gives 2CO2 plus N2. Describe photosynthesis as the reaction between carbon dioxide and water to produce glucose and oxygen in the presence of chlorophyll and using energy from light. State the word equation and symbol equation for photosynthesis. Trees absorb carbon dioxide, CO2, during photosynthesis, reducing greenhouse gases. They release oxygen, O2, which is essential for respiration in humans and animals. Photosynthesis in trees helps maintain the atmospheric balance of CO2 and O2. Trees act as carbon sinks, helping to combat global warming and climate change. Trees improve soil quality by contributing organic matter through leaf litter. Trees influence the water cycle by transpiring water vapor, contributing to rainfall. Livestock farming produces large amounts of methane, CH4, a potent greenhouse gas. Methane contributes significantly to the enhanced greenhouse effect and global warming. It helps decrease deforestation, which is often done to create grazing land. We get methane, petrol, kerosene, diesel from fossil fuels. Decreasing the use of fossil fuels reduces air pollution caused by harmful gases like sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides. It also lowers carbon dioxide emissions, helping to reduce global warming. Less acid rain, which protects soil, water, and buildings. Improves public health by reducing respiratory and heart problems. Slows down climate change and its harmful environmental effects. Conserves non-renewable fossil fuels resources for future generations. Encourages the use of renewable energy sources like solar and wind. Reduces dependence on imported fuels, improving energy security. Now let's talk about reducing the effects by increasing the use of hydrogen as a fuel in vehicles. Hydrogen is a clean, renewable energy source. Hydrogen fuel produces only water when burned. So it is non-polluting. The water produced is pure and can be used for different purposes. The use of hydrogen as a fuel helps reduce greenhouse gas emissions like carbon dioxide. It can also be used in fuel cells to generate electricity efficiently. Using hydrogen reduces reliance on fossil fuels. Another strategy is to increase the use of renewable energy resources like wind energy, solar energy, etc. These reduces greenhouse gas emissions, helping to combat climate change. Decreases air pollution, improving overall air quality and health, lessens dependence on fossil fuels. Catalytic converters are installed in vehicles to reduce harmful gases like carbon monoxide and nitrogen oxides. Catalytic converters convert toxic emissions into less harmful substances like carbon dioxide and nitrogen. They help in reducing air pollution from vehicle exhaust. It improves overall air quality and public health. Catalytic converters support efforts to reduce environmental damage and smoke formation. Another strategy is to reduce the emission of sulfur dioxide by using fuels containing less sulfur. This reduces the formation of acid rain, which harms plants and aquatic life. It helps protect buildings and monuments from acid corrosion. It also improves air quality by lowering harmful gas levels. It decreases respiratory problems caused by polluted air. In this way, it also supports environmental protection and sustainability efforts. In fuel gas desulfurization, sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide treated with calcium oxide to produce harmless neutral salts. In this way, we can also reduce the emission of sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide into the environment. Here are the word equations for these reactions. You see, neutral salts are produced in each reaction. Now, in vehicles, the catalytic converters contain catalyst rhodium, which catalyzes the reaction between oxides of nitrogen and carbon monoxide to produce harmless gases, that is, nitrogen and carbon dioxide. This catalyst works best at a temperature of around 200 degrees centigrade and also removes unburned hydrocarbons. Here is the reaction between carbon monoxide and carbon monoxide, nitrogen monoxide and carbon monoxide. As we can see that carbon monoxide is oxidized to carbon dioxide and nitrogen monoxide is reduced to nitrogen gas. So this reaction is an example of redox reaction. The reaction is a redox because carbon monoxide gained oxygen, while nitrogen monoxide has lost oxygen. Therefore, carbon monoxide will be acting as a reductant or reducing agent, and now nitrogen monoxide as an oxidant or oxidizing agent. This reaction can also be explained in terms of change in oxidation numbers. In carbon monoxide, oxygen is more electronegative than carbon. Recall the trend in electronegativity for this. And its valency, I'm talking about the valency of carbon, its valency will be its oxidation number, that is -2. This will be the oxidation number of oxygen. Therefore, carbon must be carrying +2 as its oxidation number. So for carbon, oxidation number increases from +2 to +4. The change in oxidation number will also be explained for nitrogen. In nitrogen monoxide, as oxygen is again more electronegative than nitrogen, then it must be having its valency as its oxidation number, which is -2. And nitrogen will be carrying +2 as its oxidation number. Therefore, for nitrogen, the oxidation number decreases from +2 to 0. Therefore, nitrogen monoxide and carbon monoxide are released as non-toxic or harmless gases in the air. Now, let's talk about photosynthesis. The term photo stands for light. In photosynthesis, plants make their food, which is glucose, in the presence of light. You can also say that this reaction is catalyzed by light. During photosynthesis, carbon dioxide and water reacts to form glucose and oxygen gas. The green pigment, chlorophyll, converts light energy into chemical energy. Here's a word equation for photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide reacts with water to produce glucose and oxygen gas. And the symbol equation for this reaction is 6 moles of CO2 plus 6 moles of H2O gives 1 mole of C6H12O6 plus 6 moles of O2.